Okay, so last week we finished the Klallim of Rashi. Last week we ran out of the actual handouts, which I have for the Klallim. We reached the age of page 8 out of 8, but by now should become clear that everything we do one can find in the back of the Gemara Brachos in the section of Mavo HaTalmud, and we're now again the Klallim of Rashi, which appears at the end of Mavo HaTalmud. And you can find it there and follow along with us here. And we actually don't have that much left. Rashi, maybe we'll finish it today. When Rashi says, you might have thought, or you might have thought, you might have said, or you might have thought, maybe it brings out which it seems to be very simple. And when you first start thinking about it and analyze it, then he crossed svara mibachutz, and that's called a svara mibachutz or a svara chitzonis, an external svara. What you would have thought is the external svara, meaning that it's not intrinsically true, right? Your svara chitzono would have been ABC. Don't do that. Kamash melange eno kach. It's going to tell you, don't think that it's like the Salka Namina or the Mao de Tema. This is what it actually means. Rashi seizes onto word of words and explains them. Also page Amos Pashi Zulasi Amilo Amilos Asher Achaz Labat. The Dibra Maskil of Rashi, he says it's Kodesh Kadoshi. When Rashi gives the Dibra Maskil, he's going on those words. No more, no less. In the regular circumstances, that's the case. Where's the exception? Where he notes it. How does he note it? Even though the parish goes on, and then it says it's worth it with chule or umefaresh. Also, basically, splash b'chol loshon lashi skill echos milacheres. This is from the Rabbi. Then the parish goes on until the next segment. Okay, so if there's a chule in Rashi or umefaresh, those both mean my parish is not limited to these words on which I'm talking about. My parish just goes on in the, from here on in until ad l'hodah chadasha. Until I'll let you know otherwise. Okay? Kasal Kadaita. Before it told South de Chamina, I said, I might have thought to say here it's Kasal Kadaita. You might have thought. So Kachu, this is what we think. And then this will be negated by the Gemara itself. The Gemara itself will negate this. Rashi says, there's an extra dollar, right? Sherich owes dalit. See that we started with a kos al kadaitach kum samach dalit. Now it's dikos al kadaitach dalit kum samach dalit. Sherich owes dalit yishmar pirushal kach. Zeh shemak shelcha yishmar pirushal kach. Zeh shemak shelcha or shanir mimak shelcha. We shouldn't kos al kadaitach. I have no idea what that means.
זה כסל דדייתך, שארית אוכלת, יש לומר, פירושו כך, זה שאני מקשה לך. אומר לך, משום דה כסל כדייתך. You know, is the saying that the reason I'm explaining it is because you might have thought such and such.
So Kasa Gadaitach is what we think. And then it's going to be negated. The Kosavtach means you might have thought. So one is making a statement about us, the others make a statement about, Rashi and us, and the other may say about what we might have thought, but not Rashi.
Right. I think that's the second one.
Yeah. Well,
Okay. There's also a footnote. There's an aleph there, which goes on the next line, the bottom line. I go to grieve.
yeah. Tells us sukkah di b'gimel di mas. I don't think it's that aleph is going.
Right under that paragraph.
Oh, I in the paragraph. What
I
does
go
it say?
to grieve in brackets. Derech Rashi b'harbe mekomot faresh Mishnah kasal kedaitach the makshan. Lavina Mishnah.
I don't have that.
You don't have that?
No.
Oh well.
Oh, I see. Oh. By me, it's chavav. For some reason, why be chavav? There's an aleph here. It's weird. Okay, that Rashi where it goes to Mishnah kasalta daitach the makshan, like the havamina of the makshan in the Gemara. The Lavina Mishnah kasalta daitach terbo and maskana. He so explains going to have me not like maskana. I guess that's the so that's the south when Rashi says kosalka daitach is explained according to the havamina of the Mishnah. I mean the Gemara, right? The aids of the zel Rashi, zel after Rashi, the located Sham Farshim. None of the Farshim explain according to things according to havamina. Only Rashi explains things according to havamina. It's interesting. And so therefore, Kasal Kedaitach is going means according to Havamina, this is the pshat. The Kasal Kedaitach means you might have thought this, but this is not pshat and Havamina Gemara. This is what we might have thought erroneously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Kasal Kedaitach is a synonym for the Fia Havamina. And the Kasal means Mashata Ita Choshev.
Okay.
Okay. Anytime Rashi says hilkach, pirush ha. This is to you. From here you learn this. So again, hilkach means from here we derive. And al-korchach means I don't like this shot necessarily, says Rashi, but I have no choice but to say it. I'm boxed in. There's no way to get away with that.
Okay.
Okay. Komako Shemarashi l'kamei.
I have the next backup one.
Sorry. Komako Shemarashi alma perusha yero emika. It seems from here, not necessarily that that's going to be the conclusion, but it seems from here that that's the case. Okay. It's like l'chayra, right?
Okay.
It means in adjacent. Come on, humuflag. Okay, this is what really has to be checked out. L'kamei versus l'kamon. L'kamei means immediately following. L'kamon means late, much later. Okay, interesting.
Okay.
Know this in truth. I raise that too. So if he says kamei, it comes something which comes much later, it's a mistake. Come on, you have to amend Rashi there. It's got to say the comma. Or kamo kain ala hefech. Sham, and also the opposite way. So all these seems to be taken from the Rabbis. Okay. Heverish, you know what we haven't found clear Rashi, which is a famous common Rashi. I don't know why we didn't see it. Is that whenever Rashi says klomar, he's changing from the Pashup Pshat.
Okay.
Right, it's a general principle of Rashi.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I don't think we saw that.
I mean, all over here, the Klallim Rashi is using the word klomar. Klomar this, klomar that. But he doesn't write down Rashi says klomar, that's what it means. Okay? I don't know what's going on here.
Maybe that's so obvious that we just don't have to say it.
Maybe. Hoping it's skipping somewhere. Okay. Which seems to be synonymous. Kushya is greater than a pircha. A kushya is intrinsic. You can't deny it. A pircha but a pircha you can reject it and deny it. Pircha is extrinsic. Now, it's a kushya is, I don't understand what's going on here. Pircha is, wait a minute, what are you going to do with that? Okay, so
Okay.
they're very different. But French Mishman Shino the Teretz. That's cool. What's it Shino the Teretz? Ki Lashon Teretz Shaykh Al Kol Kushya Atzmis. Lashon Teretz is relevant to any intrinsic question. Lashon Shinoi Shaykh Al Kol Kushya Mikritz. And Shinoi is on any coincidental question. What does that mean? A koshi is like a lump, right? And the teretz means to smooth it out, right? So that means you have a lump in the sugya, and you got to smooth it out. That's the teretz. So sounds like it means untie a knot, but I think it's just more like leveling a mound. Mishane means you change the question from this question to another question. Okay, that's interesting. Shinui is the question changes, the questioner changes. Right? It pivots from one question to another question. And the mataritz also has to pivot from one answer to another answer. In that case, Shinui doesn't mean at all an answer. It means a change in the question. Which is like the Jewish trait to answer a question with a question. You ask me a question, I'll answer you with a question, right? And now we change the question. Let's go further. We have to deal with the second question. Okay. That's something which we have to check out every time we're in Rashi. He was saying, a kushya or a pircha, and when it's talking about a terutz or a shinui. So a terutz means an answer, intrinsically. A shinui means change in topic. And that change in topic can answer the first question, but perhaps lead to another question. Okay, we have the last one here is a long
That's
one.
it.
What?
That's all I got.
Oh, the next is left the Rabbi Shmuel. Right. Okay, we finished. Yeah. Okay, so why didn't it say the Klallim thing? I don't know. Sarichin Goro.
Okay.
Let's just take a brief Google chat and see if we can find that cloud, because that's disturbing me right now. Just give me a second here. No, it's not. It's not apparent. I wrote "Kom Shirachi Omer Klomar," and
All right.
Here. Okay, I don't know where you got it from, but we know it's been through Rashi. Sarchil. Let's stop recording.